Welcome. Tonight you are invited to travel back in time. There is no rush, no noise, no urgency. Only a slow and peaceful journey into the quiet nights of medieval England. As you settle in, allow your body to relax. Let your breathing become slow and steady. Imagine the modern world gently fading away. The electric lights dim. The sound of traffic disappears. In its place, there is open countryside, wide skies, soft wind moving across fields. It is England, sometime in the late 1300s. The sun has just set. The last golden light is slipping behind distant hills, and a cool evening air settles over a small village made of timber and stone. Tonight we will not focus on kings or great battles. Instead, we will explore the quiet lives of ordinary people, farmers, craftsmen, families, and discover what their world truly felt like after dark. Let us begin slowly. Picture a small village surrounded by open farmland. There are no highways, no glowing cities on the horizon, only rolling fields divided into long strips of land. These fields are shared among village families. Each household works several narrow strips scattered across the open landscape. In the distance, you might see a line of trees marking the edge of a forest. Forests in medieval England were important places, sources of wood, wild herbs, and small game. A narrow dirt road leads into the village. It is uneven and marked by cartwheels. In rainy seasons, it becomes muddy. In dry weather, it turns dusty and pale. The houses are simple. They are built with wooden frames filled in with woven sticks and clay, a method called wattle and daub. The roofs are thickly covered with straw thatch, layered carefully to keep out rain. At the center of the village stands a small stone church. Its bell tower rises slightly above the rooftops. The church is the heart of the community. Its bells mark the hours. Its walls hold weddings, baptisms, and quiet prayers. During the day, this village is alive with movement. But as evening approaches, everything begins to slow. To understand the night, we must first understand the day. Most people in medieval England were farmers. Their lives were shaped by the sun and the seasons. They woke at dawn. In spring, they plowed the fields using heavy wooden plows pulled by oxen. The soil turned dark and rich beneath the blade. In summer, they weeded crops and cut hay. The days were long and bright. In autumn, harvest time arrived, the busiest and most important season. Entire families worked together, cutting grain with curved sickles. In winter, outdoor work slowed, but life remained busy indoors. Now imagine one ordinary household. The father has spent the day repairing fences and checking livestock. The mother has worked in the garden, baked coarse bread, and spun wool. Children have helped gather firewood or fetch water from the village well. Their clothing is practical. Men wear long wool tunics tied with a belt. Women wear ankle-length gowns with aprons. Colors are soft and natural: browns, grays, faded greens, muted blues. Clothing is handmade and valuable. Every piece is repaired many times. Their food is simple: bread made from barley or rye, a thick vegetable stew called pottage, sometimes cheese, occasionally salted meat, ale brewed locally, safer to drink than water. As the afternoon light begins to fade, Their work comes to an end. Tools are cleaned and brought inside. Animals are secured in small pens. And slowly the village prepares for night. Now step inside one of the cottages. The doorway is low. You must bend slightly to enter. Inside, the room is small and warm. The floor is hard-packed earth. The walls are rough but sturdy. Wooden beams stretch across the ceiling. At the center of the room is the hearth, an open fire used for cooking and warmth. Smoke drifts upward toward a small opening in the roof. There is only one main room. A heavy wooden table stands near the fire, a few stools, a simple wooden chest for storing precious belongings. Beds are made of straw mattresses laid on wooden frames. Blankets are thick and made of wool. As the sun sets outside, the firelight becomes brighter against the darkening room. Shadows move gently along the walls. The family gathers around the hearth for the evening meal. They eat slowly. There is no hurry. The light is soft and golden. The air smells of wood smoke and warm bread. Outside, the sky deepens from blue to indigo. The first stars begin to appear, and with them, the medieval night quietly begins. Even in a small medieval village, life is never lived alone. Community is essential. Neighbors depend on one another for help during planting and harvest. They share tools. They exchange small goods. They care for each other's animals when someone is ill. During the daytime, the village well is a natural meeting place. Women gather there with wooden buckets, drawing water slowly from the deep shaft below. As they wait their turn, they speak in calm voices. They discuss the weather, the condition of crops, an upcoming feast day, a baby born in a nearby cottage. The tone of conversation is steady and familiar. News travels slowly in this world. There are no newspapers, no printed announcements for most villagers. Everything spreads by word of mouth. And in the evenings, especially in warmer months, small groups sometimes gather outside before darkness fully settles. An elderly man may sit on a bench carved from a tree trunk, smoothing a piece of wood with a knife. A young mother rocks a baby wrapped in wool cloth. Children sit on the ground, listening to stories they have heard many times before. These stories are not dramatic. They are steady and comforting. Tales of saints, simple moral stories, legends about clever animals, memories of grandparents and great-grandparents. Repetition brings comfort. Not every day is the same. In slightly larger villages or nearby towns, market day brings a gentle kind of excitement. Imagine arriving at a market just as the sun begins to lower in the sky. Wooden stalls line a small open square. Farmers bring baskets of onions, carrots, turnips, and beans. A baker displays round loaves of dark bread. A cheesemaker carefully arranges small wheels of pale cheese on a cloth-covered table. There is no shouting, no loud music, only steady bargaining in calm voices.
Coins are few, so many exchanges are made through barter. A basket of eggs might be traded for a length of cloth. A sack of grain might be exchanged for tools repaired by the blacksmith. As afternoon fades into evening, the market slowly dissolves. Stalls are taken down. Unsold goods are carefully packed away. Carts creak as they roll out of the square. The town grows quieter. Shops close their wooden shutters. The blacksmith lets his forge fire grow dim. The last glow of hot iron fades from orange to deep red. And once again, the sky begins its slow transformation. The church shapes much of daily life. Its bells mark important moments: morning prayer, midday rest, evening devotion. On Sundays and feast days, villagers gather inside its cool stone walls. Sunlight filters through small stained glass windows, casting muted colors onto the floor. After services, families linger outside the churchyard. They speak quietly among the gravestones of ancestors. Children wander carefully between markers. Religious festivals are woven gently into the calendar. Christmas arrives during the coldest time of year, bringing candlelight and evergreen branches inside homes. Easter comes in spring, filled with themes of renewal and light. Harvest festivals in autumn offer gratitude for crops gathered safely. These celebrations are simple. There may be shared bread, a little music from a pipe or fiddle, perhaps a circle dance in an open field. But even celebrations end early, because in medieval England, darkness changes everything. Now let us slow down even more. The sun is sinking lower. The golden light fades from cottage walls. Long shadows stretch across the dirt road. The air cools noticeably. One by one, villagers begin finishing their final tasks. A farmer carries the last bundle of hay into a small barn. A young boy scatters feed for chickens, watching them gather and settle. A woman pulls herbs from a small garden near her door, rosemary, thyme, perhaps sage, to hang inside for drying. The scent of evening earth rises gently. Cows are led into enclosures. Wooden gates close with a soft thud. A distant dog barks once. The sky is now a deep blue. In the west, a faint orange glow remains, but it grows dimmer with each passing moment. Without artificial lighting, the shift from day to night feels stronger than it does today. Darkness is complete. It is thick and enveloping, and yet it is familiar. Inside cottages, the hearth becomes the center of life. Firewood, carefully gathered and saved, is placed onto glowing embers. Flames rise softly, crackling and shifting. Light dances across the walls. If a family can afford candles, they are used sparingly. Most are made from tallow, rendered animal fat, which burns with a faint scent. Wealthier households may use beeswax candles that burn cleaner and brighter. But candles are precious. They are not wasted. Often families rely mostly on firelight. The glow is warm and golden. Shadows move gently with each flicker. Outside, the village grows darker still. The stars multiply overhead. Listen closely. Medieval nights are not silent, but their sounds are soft and natural. Crickets begin their steady rhythm. An owl calls from the edge of the forest. Leaves rustle as a small animal moves through brush. In the distance, you might hear the faint murmur of voices from another cottage, then the sound of a wooden door closing firmly. Footsteps fade along the dirt path. A baby cries briefly, then is soothed. Wind brushes across thatched roofs, producing a gentle whispering sound. There are no engines, no electrical hum.
no distant sirens, only nature and quiet human presence. Inside, evening routines continue slowly. A mother finishes mending a small tear in a wool tunic. A father places a wooden bar across the inside of the door for safety. Children, now tired, lie down together beneath heavy blankets. The fire is carefully reduced. Large flames are not left burning high through the night. Instead, embers are banked beneath ash so they will remain alive until morning. This is important. Starting a new fire from nothing is difficult. Preserving embers saves time and effort. As the room grows dimmer, conversation fades. Someone may whisper a quiet prayer, and gradually sleep begins. Outside, the village is almost completely dark. Only here and there does a small glow show faintly through shutter cracks. The dirt road is barely visible beneath the starlight. If the moon is full, it casts pale silver light across rooftops and fields. If it is new, the darkness feels even deeper. In some towns, a night watchman begins his slow walk. He carries a lantern made from horn panes and wood. Inside, a candle flickers. His steps are unhurried. He pauses often, listening. His presence is not alarming, it is reassuring. He is simply part of the rhythm of the night. And now, we are ready to go even deeper into the medieval darkness. The deepening of night. Now the village has fully surrendered to darkness. The final murmurs of conversation have faded. Doors are barred from the inside. Wooden shutters rest firmly against small windows. The dirt lane that runs through the village is empty. Above, the stars shine with a clarity rarely seen in the modern world. Without street lights or distant cities, the night sky stretches wide and brilliant. The Milky Way appears as a pale river of light crossing the heavens. The air grows cooler. A soft mist may begin to settle over nearby fields. It drifts slowly, hugging the earth, moving quietly between rows of crops. Inside the cottages, most villagers are now in what they would call their first sleep. Their breathing is steady. The only light comes from faint red embers beneath a layer of ash in the hearth. The night is not frightening. It is simply dark and deeply still. 14. The Night Watchman's Quiet Rounds. In larger villages and towns, the night watchman continues his careful walk. His lantern swings gently from his hand, casting a small circle of warm light onto the ground. The horn panes soften the flame, making it glow rather than glare. His boots press softly into the dirt road. Step by step, he moves through the sleeping settlement. He pauses beside each row of cottages, listening for anything unusual, a raised voice, a crackle of uncontrolled fire, the sound of someone trying a door latch. But most nights are uneventful. He may softly call out the hour, marking time in a calm voice. It is midnight, and all is well. His words drift into the air and disappear. The watchman is not only guarding against trouble, he is guarding against fire, the greatest danger in a village built of timber and thatch. He looks carefully at rooftops, ensuring no sparks have escaped from chimneys. Satisfied, he continues on his round, slowly, steadily, part of the rhythm of the sleeping village. 15. the midnight waking, segmented sleep. Inside the cottages, something gentle happens. After several hours of deep rest, many villagers wake naturally. This is not unusual. In medieval England, sleep often came in two parts. The first sleep begins shortly after nightfall. Then, sometime around midnight, people wake quietly for an hour or so before returning to their second sleep. A farmer opens his eyes in the darkness. The room is dim, but not completely black. The embers glow faintly red. He listens. He hears the soft breathing of his wife beside him, the small rustle of straw beneath shifting blankets, the distant call of an owl. There is no hurry to fall back asleep. He may sit up briefly, placing another small piece of wood onto the embers. He may whisper a short prayer of gratitude for the safety of his household. Perhaps he steps outside for a moment. The night air is cool against his face. He looks upward at the stars. The fields are silver beneath moonlight. There is a feeling of vastness, of being part of something larger and steady. After a while, he returns inside, lies down once more, and gently drifts into second sleep. This pattern is natural to him, unforced, untroubled. A winter night in greater detail.
The nights are long during the cold months. Darkness arrives in late afternoon and stays until well into morning. Snow may blanket the rooftops, weighing softly upon thatch. The village lane becomes smooth and white. Sound changes in winter. Snow absorbs noise. Footsteps are quieter. Even the watchman's rounds are softer. Inside cottages, families remain closer together for warmth. Wool cloaks hang near the fire to dry. Boots are placed carefully by the hearth. A pot of thick stew simmers slowly, releasing a comforting scent of herbs and grain. The wind may move across the village with a low, steady hum. It presses gently against doors and shutters. Yet inside, the atmosphere is peaceful. The fire crackles softly. A grandmother might murmur a familiar story while children drift into sleep. Outside, frost forms delicate patterns on wooden beams. The stars appear sharper in the cold air. Winter nights feel long, but they are filled with quiet endurance and shared warmth. A summer night beneath open windows. Now let us move gently into summer again. The air is warm even after sunset. Doors may remain slightly open to allow a breeze to pass through. The scent of grass and distant wildflowers drifts into the cottage. Crickets sing in a steady rhythm. Frogs call from a nearby pond. Fireflies flicker over fields, tiny moving lanterns of their own. Some villagers linger outside longer on summer evenings. Young men and women may sit on low stools near the doorway, speaking softly about the day's work or the coming harvest. An older man leans against a wooden fence, gazing across dark fields. The moon may be full, bathing the village in pale silver light. Shadows stretch long across the ground. Even in darkness, summer nights feel open and expansive. Eventually, one by one, villagers retreat indoors. The night deepens, and rest returns once more. The manor house at midnight. Not far from the village stands the manor house. It is larger,
built partly of stone, with thicker walls and a heavy wooden gate. Inside, servants have long since finished their duties. The great hall that was lively during supper is now quiet. Long wooden tables stand empty. Tapestries hang motionless against stone walls. In private chambers, the Lord and his family sleep beneath heavier blankets, perhaps on feather mattresses rather than straw. A single candle may burn low in a metal holder, casting soft light across carved furniture. Even here, night brings stillness. The wealth of the household does not change the quiet rhythm of darkness. The same moon shines above both manor and cottage. The same wind moves through trees. The same stars stretch overhead. The deepest hour before dawn. Now we arrive at the deepest hour. This is the time just before dawn, when the air feels coldest and the world is at its most silent.
Even the crickets grow quiet. Mist clings to fields. The watchman completes his final round. Inside cottages, second sleep is deep and steady. The embers in hearths are barely glowing now. The stars begin, almost invisibly, to fade. The eastern horizon shifts from black to the faintest gray. A rooster stirs. He lifts his head and gives the first call of morning. It echoes across the quiet village. Another rooster answers from farther away. The spell of night begins to lift. The gentle arrival of dawn. Light spreads slowly across the countryside. It does not rush. First, rooftops become visible in soft outlines, then the lane, then the distant fields. Inside the cottages, villagers begin to wake. A farmer rises and kneels by the hearth. He gently blows on the embers. A small flame appears. He adds kindling carefully. Soon, thin streams of smoke rise from chimneys once more. The church bell rings in the cool morning air. Its sound carries clearly across fields. Another day has begun. The rhythm continues, as it has for generations. Work will fill the daylight hours again, but the memory of night remains, calm, steady, restorative. A slow and peaceful reflection. And now, as we gently step back from this medieval village, let us pause. You have walked its narrow dirt lanes under starlight. You have sat beside hearth fires glowing softly in timber-framed cottages. You have listened to the steady footsteps of the night watchman and the distant call of an owl. You have felt the deep quiet of winter snow and the warm breeze of summer evenings. Life in medieval England was shaped by daylight and darkness in a way that feels almost forgotten now. When the sun set, the world truly slowed. When night came, it was embraced. Rest was not filled with glowing screens or distant engines. It was filled with breathing, wind, embers, and stars. Imagine yourself once more inside that small cottage. The fire is low and warm. Thick wool blankets rest over you. Outside, the village is safe and still. The stars shine overhead. There is nothing to hurry toward, nothing to solve. Only the steady turning of the earth
beneath a quiet medieval sky. Let your thoughts grow softer now. Let the image of lantern light and silver moonlight fade gently, and allow yourself to drift, slowly and peacefully, into rest. The village sleeps, the fields are calm, and the night holds you gently.